Hello everyone, welcome to This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. I'm Michael Dana. On our program today, the Mississippi River crested at nearly 61 feet this week. That's almost 13 feet above flood stage at the Red River Landing in Point-de-Pee Parish. As you've seen on our program before, farmers there have already lost more than 3,000 acres of wheat, but also trapped by the floodwaters were nearly 200 head of cattle. This Week in Louisiana Agriculture's Bill Sherman was there for their rescue.
You could just see the silhouettes of cattle last week atop a levee in the Morganza spillway as early morning fog blanketed the area. Not ideal conditions for a cattle rescue, but a great opportunity for Department of Agriculture and Forestry personnel to construct and utilize new portable pens. These pens were purchased by Department of Ag and Forestry's Animal Health Services Division through a grant from Homeland Security. So in addition to penning and transporting about 200 stranded head of cattle, today's exercise was also an opportunity to get accustomed to these new portable pens. Pens that could have been a real asset following Hurricane Rita and Katrina, when so many cattle and horses were lost and or stranded.
With 99 mamas, 93 calves, and 3 bulls.
Cattle owner Brett Robillard has been keeping a close eye on the rising Mississippi River and knows his cows and their calves are running out of forage.
And what has happened is on the levee that we're standing on about a mile from where we are, the water is actually going over the top of the levee, which divided my pasture into about a third.
So after the last panel was secure, personnel from the Department of Ag and Forestry, Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries, and Point-de-Pee Parish Sheriff's Office set into action Operation Cattle Rescue. Everything was going smooth until some of the cattle got a little spooked.
Oh!
Eventually, though, all the cattle were rounded up into the new portable pens.
The owner asked through his OEP that for some assistance. It worked up through the channels. It got to our office. We're in charge of making that kind of assistance when asked. So we got our pens together and we're out here helping them pen these cattle and get them translocated to another location where they'll have some grazing.
One trailer load at a time, the cattle were eventually all transported to higher ground. No doubt this could not have happened without the people who know how to work cattle and now know how to work these portable pens.
This is a good practice for us. We've already learned a few things about how to set these things up and you know what they can and can't do.
But they had said they wanted to come to help me, and I appreciate the help. We needed the help, and they wanted to come help me to get some experience for the next crisis that they would have.
Reporting for the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry, I'm Bill Sherman for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
And to give you some idea of just how quickly those guys could set up in an emergency situation, such as a hurricane evacuation, it only took them 45 minutes to set up both pens. As for that cattle herd, well, all 200 head were moved just down the road to higher ground.